Hello everyone, welcome to Math5. Today we'll be covering the first topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of Order of Operations. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Thor Park has launched an exciting new roller coaster and is developing a unique code to open the ride's control panel. They selected the following numbers: 9, 2, 4, 7. You are free to use brackets as frequently as you want, but for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you can only use it once. You cannot use a number more than once. You're unable to use powers. You cannot combine numbers, for example 94 and 247. What is the largest number you can generate? Demonstrate how you can generate this number. 4 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving this question is to think of a couple of numbers to add or multiply together that will give us a potentially a bigger number. And the closest number that we can think of is by following this calculation. 9 multiplied by open bracket 7 plus 2 close bracket is equal to 81. These are your 2 marks secured straight away. Note that putting brackets around 7 plus 2 is the reason for the extra 1 mark. Next, we will do 81 minus 4, so that's your third mark. 81 minus 4 is equal to 77, so our final answer is 77. These are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for. Hello everyone, welcome to Math5. Today we'll be covering the second and third topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesies of fraction of a number and improper fraction. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Denzel Washington debuted in a Broadway performance of Othello that drew 750 audience members for a single performance. 3/5 of those in attendance purchased VIP tickets. Question 1a. How many people have bought VIP tickets? 2 marks. Question 1b. How many people were purchasing standard tickets? Express your answer in its simplest form. 2 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for both parts of the question and how to break them down step by step. So the first important step when solving question 1a is to work out how many people have bought VIP tickets. And the only way we could do this is 3 over 5 of 750. So that means 3 over 5 multiplied by 750, that's your first mark. And when we put that in our calculator, that will give us our final answer of 450 VIP tickets. These are your 2 marks secure for question 1a. Moving to question 1b, we will do 750 minus 450 to work out how many standard tickets there are. So in this case is 300. And our final step, we need to do 300 over 750. And when we put this in our calculator, in its simplest form, it would be 2 over 5. So these are your 2 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math5. Today we'll be covering the fourth topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of fraction to decimal. Here is an exam style question split into 2 parts. Convert 288 over 648 as a decimal, 1 mark. Question 1b, convert 324 over 1080 as a decimal, 1 mark. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for both parts of the question and how to break them down step by step. So the only steps you need to do for question 1a and for question 1b is to plug in these fractions into the calculator. So for question 1a, we will get 0.4444 recurring. You're more than happy to round it up to either 2 significant figures, 2 decimal places, or 3 decimal places. Totally up to you. Since the question hasn't specified anything, I have just left it as it is. However, if you wish to leave it to 2 decimal places, our answer would be 0.44. For question 1b, our final answer would be 0.3. So these are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math5. Today we'll be covering the 6th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of number problem. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Jude is considering picking a whole number. He combines 3/5 of a number with 2/4 of the number. His final answer was 120. What was the number? 4 marks. give your answer in two significant figures. I'll show you how to get full marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving this question is to assume that the unknown number is equal to b. So let the unknown number equal to b. You're more than happy to name a different letter. It could be C, it could be X, it could be Z or F. Choice is up to you. Next, we will need to put this expression or the unknown number along with the 3/5 and 2/4. So we will do 3/5b plus 2/4b is equal to 120. That's your first mark. Next, we can see we have 2/4b. This can be simplified further to a half. So we rewrite it as 3/5b plus a half b. This is equal to 120. These are your 2 marks secured. Next, we're going to add these together. So 3/5b plus 1/2b is equal to 11/10b, and that's equal to 120. Now we need to make b the subject, so we need to do 120 divided by 11/10. That will give us our final answer of 110 to 2 significant figures. These are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 7th and 8th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesies of prime and cube numbers. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Shay is thinking of a number. He adds 19 to the number and subsequently calculates the cube root of the answer. The answer is 134. What number did Shay think of? 3 marks. I'll show you how to get full marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. So the first important step before solving this question is to say let x equal to the unknown number. We are given these useful information. He adds 19 to the number. So for our case, it would be x plus 19. Then he did cube root of the answer. So this means cube root of x plus 19. And he said that the answer is equal to 134. Therefore, cube root of x plus 19 is equal to 134. That's your first mark. Next, we need to get rid of the cube root. And the opposite of cube root is cube. We will do x plus 19 is equal to 134 cube. So 134 cube would be equal to 2,406,104. So these are your 2 marks. Now to get the final mark, we will make x the subject. We would do 2,406,104 minus 19. So our final answer would be 2,406,085. So these are your 3 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 9th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of decimal places. Here is an exam style question split into 2 parts. Question 1a, work out the inequality 38c plus 84 less than 567. Round your answer to 2 significant figures. 2 marks. Question 1b, work out the possible values of c. 1 mark. I'll show you how to get full marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving question 1a is to make c the subject. The first thing we would do is to do 38c less than 567 minus 84. That will give us 483. That's your first mark. To get the final mark for question 1a, we need to make c the subject. So c less than 483 divided by 38. When you put this in our calculator, that will give us our final answer of 13 to 2 significant figures. These are your 2 marks secured for question 1a. Now for question 1b, work out the possible values of c. So it can be any values less than 13. So it could be 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or minus 1, minus 2, minus 100 something. Any of these values will give you 1 mark. So these are your 4 marks secured for question 1a and question 1b. I hope that was useful. Thanks. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 11th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of linear equations. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Solve 12x plus 343 divided by 2 is equal to 730, 4 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving this equation is to get rid of this fraction. The only way we can do this is to do 730 multiplied by 2 is equal to 12x plus 343. So 12x plus 343 equals 730 times 2. That will be 1460. That's your first mark. Next, we will make 12x the subject. 12x is equal to 1460 minus 343. That will give us 1117. So these are your 2 marks secured. Next, we want to make x the subject. So x is equal to 1117 divided by 12. That's your third mark. To get the final mark, put this fraction into our calculator. That will give us our final answer of 93.08 to 2 decimal places. These are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 12th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of equivalent expressions. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Work out the equivalent expression of 3 open bracket x plus 5 close bracket, 1 mark. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The only step that you need to do for this question is just to expand the bracket. 3 times x is equal to 3x plus 3 times 5 is equal to 15. So 3x plus 15 is equivalent to 3 open bracket x plus 5 close bracket. These are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 13th and 14th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of terms and multiply out. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Expand and simplify 167 open bracket x plus 23 close bracket minus 25 open bracket x minus 7 close bracket, 2 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving this question is to expand all of these brackets. So we need to do 167 multiplied by x plus 167 multiplied by 23 minus 25 multiplied by x plus minus 25 multiplied by minus 7. When we do that, that will give us 167x plus 3841 minus 25x plus 175. Remember, minus multiplied by minus equals plus. So that's your first mark secured. Next, we simplify these together. So we're going to simplify the x's together and we do the numbers as well. So 167x minus 25x will give us 142x. 3841 plus 175 is equal to 4016. So the final answer would be 142x plus 4016. These are your 2 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thank you so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 15th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of Factorisation. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Factorize 2x squared plus 6x plus 4 and work out the values of x, 5 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. So the first important step when solving this question is to rewrite these expressions. So we rewrite it as 2x squared plus 2x plus 4x plus 4. That's your first mark. Next we would factorize this. So for these expressions we will put 2x on the outside, open bracket x plus 1 close bracket plus 4 open bracket x plus 1 close bracket. That's your second mark. Notice that x plus 1 is common, so write as x plus 1, and we are also left with 2x plus 4, and we're going to put it as brackets as well. So 2x plus 4, x plus 1, so that's your third mark. Now we'll make it equal to 0 to work out the values of x. So 2x plus 4 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. That's your fourth mark. Now we would get either x is equal to minus 2, from here we would do 2x is equal to minus 4. X is equal to minus 4 divided by 2, which is minus 2. That's why we got this answer. Or x is equal to minus 1. So these are your 5 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thank you so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math5. Today we'll be covering the 22nd topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of time. The table below shows the timetable of Eurostar trains running from St. Pancras International Station to Amsterdam Central. So in this table we can see the trains departing from St. Pancras Station, trains arriving at Lille, Brussels, Rotterdam and Amsterdam Central. Please keep a note of this table. I will either pause the video, screenshot this table, or take a picture with your phone. In the next slide, the subsequent slides, I will tell you the exam style questions and the work solution. So here are some exam style questions to go through together. Wood sat on the Eurostar train from London St. Pancras to Amsterdam to visit his grandparents. The distance between St. Pancras and Amsterdam is 580 kilometers. Question 1a. Work out how long does it take to travel from St. Pancras to Amsterdam in minutes, 3 marks. Question 1b. Work out the average speed the train travels from St. Pancras to Amsterdam in kilometers per minute. Give your answer in 3 significant figures, 3 marks. Question 1c. Work out the difference in minutes between St. Pancras and Lille with Rotterdam, 3 marks. I'll show you how to get full marks for all parts of the question and how to break them down step by step. So the first step that we need to do for question 1a is to know your time conversions. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. That's your first mark. Next, we need to work out the time taken from St. Pancras to Amsterdam. Using the table, we know that it would take 5 hours and 17 minutes. And to get the final mark, we would convert hours into minutes. So 5 times 60, and then we plus 17. That will give us 317 minutes. These are your 3 marks secured for question 1a. Question 1b, we need to know the formula for speed. So speed is equal to distance over time. That's your first mark. Next, we will do 580 kilometers. So that's the distance divided by 317 minutes. So that's your second mark. When we put this in our calculator, that will give us our speed of 1.83 kilometers per minute to 3 significant figures. These are your 3 marks secured for question 1b. Next, for question 1c, we need to work out the differences. So from St. Pancras and Lille, 60 plus 22 is equal to 82 minutes. Lille and Rotterdam, we will do 60 multiplied by 3 plus 15 is equal to 195 minutes. That's your second mark. To work out the difference, we will do 195 minus 82. That will give us our final answer of 113 minutes. So these are your 3 marks secured for question 1c. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math5. Today we'll be covering the 23rd and 24th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesies of ratio and percentage increase. Here are 2 exam style questions to go through together. Nando's family platter was initially offered at £47.95, but was subsequently raised to £57.50. What percentage has the price increased? 3 marks. Question 2. Lisa purchases a fresh frying pan for £450. She spends 40% of this sum on a mixer, with the remainder going towards more kitchen accessories, dishwasher salt, and a cookbook in the ratio 4:6:2. How much did Lisa spend on a dishwasher salt? 3 marks. I'll show you how to get full marks for both questions and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when answering question 1 is to know your percentage increase formula. Percentage increase is equal to the new value, take away original value, divided by original value, multiplied by 100. If you put this as your formula, that will be your first mark. Next, we plug in our known values. So our new value is £57.50 and our original value is £47.95. We plug this in, so £57.50 minus £47.95 divided by £47.95 multiplied by 100. That's your second mark. To get the final mark, We plug this in our calculator. That will give us our final answer of 20% to two significant figures. These are your 3 marks secured for question 1. Moving on to question 2. So a frying pan costs £450. Lisa spends 40% of this amount on a mixer. So we need to do 40% of 450. So 40 divided by 100, which is 0.4, and then multiply by £450, so that's £180. That's your first mark. Next, it says the remainder goes towards more kitchen accessories, dishwasher soap, and a cookbook in the ratio 4 to 6 to 2. So we need to do 450 minus 180 to look at the remaining 60%. That will give us £270. That's your second mark. Next, we are trying to work out how much did Lisa spend on a dishwasher salt. Before solving this, we need to add up the total ratios together. So 4 plus 6 plus 2. 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. So the total ratio adds up to 12. So notice that dishwasher salt is at the middle, 6. So it will be 6 over 12 multiplied by 270. That will give us our final answer of £135. These are your 3 marks secured for question 2. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 25th and 26th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesies of percentage decrease and N-to-1 form. Here are 2 exam style questions to go through together. Javier wants to buy a Wizz Air ticket to Budapest. The original price was £60. However, the reduced price is £35. Work out the percentage decrease in the Wizz Air tickets, 3 marks. Question 2. Reduce the ratio 1500 to 300 in the N-to-1 form, 1 mark. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for both questions and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving question 1 is to know your percentage decrease formula. Percentage decrease is equal to starting value minus ending value divided by starting value multiplied by 100. If you put this as your formula, that will be your first mark. Next, we need to plug in our known values. Our starting value is £60 and our ending value is £35. So 60 minus 35 divided by 60 multiplied by 100. If you put this, that will be your second mark. Now let us put this into our calculator, and that will give us our final answer of 41.7% to 3 significant figures. These are your 3 marks secured for question 1. Moving on to question 2. To get N-to-1 form, we need to divide both these numbers by 300. 1500 divided by 300, which will be 5. And 300 divided by 300 is 1. So it will be 5-to-1 form. So that's your 1 mark for question 2. These are your 4 marks secure for question 1 and question 2. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math 5. Today we'll be covering the 27th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of proportion problem. Here is an exam style question to go through together. 80 customers want to watch a movie. They bought 30 salted popcorns, which are enough for 40 people. If they share the popcorn equally, how many people can be satisfied with the amount they have? How many more popcorns do they need to make sure everyone gets some? 4 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving this question is to let A be equal to popcorn per person and let B equal to number of customers. So we know that A is inversely proportional to 1 over B. So this is inverse proportion. So that's your first mark. Next, we know that A inversely proportional to 1 over B can be rewritten in this format. A1 multiplied by B1 is equal to A2 times B2. That's your second mark. We plug in our known values. Our A1 would be 30. Our B1 would be 40. Our A2, we don't know. Our B2 would be 80. Now we need to make A2 the subject. So 30 multiplied by 40 divided by 80 equals A2. So 30 multiplied by 40 would give us 1200, and we would divide this by 80, and that will give us 15. That's your third mark. Now, to work out for 80 people, we need to do 30 multiplied by 80 divided by 40. That will give us 60 popcorns. And we subtract this by 30, that will give us our final answer of 30 popcorns. These are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math Fi. Today we'll be covering the 29th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of Better Value. Here is an exam style question to go through together. When bought in advance, a train ticket from London to Manchester costs £52 for up to 6 passengers. The same trip costs £84 for 10 passengers if purchased on the day of travel. Which selection represents the best deal for your money? 4 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. So the first important step when solving this question is to work out the price for each selection per 1 passenger. This will help us work out which one is the cheaper option. So let us start with the train ticket per 6 passengers. We know that it costs £52 and that's for 6 passengers. We need to work out how much it costs for 1 passenger. So £52 divided by 6, that's your first mark. So that will give us £8.67 per passenger. These are your 2 marks secured. Next, we do the same for the £84 per 10 passengers. So £84 divided by 10, this is your third mark. When you do 84 divided by 10 in your calculator, that will give us £8.40 per passenger. So these are your 4 marks secured, and we can see that £84 for 10 passengers offer the best value for money, and as it is cheaper by 27 pence. So these are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math Fi. Today we'll be covering the 30th and 31st topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesies of ratio to percentage and equation to percentage. Here is an exam style question to go through together. Emma and Jake share £120 in a 3:7 ratio. Jake then shares 2/5 of his money with Lily. Who gets the most money and by what percentage? Demonstrate your calculations to support your answer. 5 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving this question is to add up the total ratio. In this case, 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. Next, we work out how much money does Emma and Jake receive. So for Emma, it will be 3 divided by 10 multiplied by 120. That will give us £36. That's your first mark. For Jake, 7 over 10 multiplied by 120. That will give us £84. So that's your second mark. Next, we look at this statement. Jake shares 2/5 of his money with Lily. So we will do 2 over 5 multiplied by 84. That will give us £33.60. So that's your third mark. Next, we need to do £84 minus £33.60 to work out Jake's remainder of his money. That will be £50.40. So we can see that Jake receives the most money. Now we need to work out by what percentage. So we need to do £50.40 divided by the total money that was shared, which is 120, multiplied by 100. That will give us our final answer of 42%. So these are your 5 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math Fi. Today we'll be covering the 38th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of time problem. Here is an exam style question split into 2 parts. Malik must start an 8.5-hour research assistant shift today. He starts at 9:30 a.m. What time will he finish his shift? 1 mark. Question 1b. Malik's monthly salary is £3,500. How much will he earn in 90 days? Time. 3 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. So the only step that you need to do for question 1a is to add up 9:30 in the morning with the 8.5-hour shift. With 8.5, you can split it to, which is the same as 8 hours and 30 minutes. So if you want, you can start with the 30 minutes straight away to make it easier. So 9:30 plus 30, so that's 10 o'clock. Now we add another 8 hours, so that's 6 o'clock. So 6 p.m. or 18:00. That's your 1 mark secured for question 1A. Next, we need to do for question 1B. And we know that his salary for a month is 3,500. We're trying to work out how much will he earn in 90 days time. Remember, 1 month equals 30 days. So for 3 months, we need to do 90 divided by 30, which is equal to 3. So 3 multiplied by 3,500 would be equal to 10,500. These are your 2 marks secured. Therefore, our final answer would be 10,500. These are your 3 marks secured for question 1B. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Mathify. Today we'll be covering the 41st and 42nd topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesies of mean and range. So here we are given a table of the academic performances scored in the different subjects by 3 students. So we have Yasser, Lamin and Tamara. And they are ranked based on the scores for chemistry, maths, physics and history. Question 1A, work out the variations in average scores scored between maths and chemistry and physics and history, 6 marks. Question 1B, what is the range score in chemistry, 2 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step in the next slide. So the first step that we need to do is to work out the mean for chemistry for all these students. So noting all the values that we have from the previous slide with the tables, 64 plus 80 plus 74 divided by 3 is equal to 72.73 second figures. That's your first mark. We do the same for the mean for maths. 89 plus 98 plus 97 divided by 3. That will give us 94.7 to 3 second figures. That's your second mark. For physics mean, 59 plus 79 plus 94 and then divided by 3. That will give us 77.3 to 3 second figures. That's your third mark. For history, we do 87 plus 75 plus 76 divided by 3, which will give us 79.3 to 3 second figures. That's your 4 marks secured. Next, we work out the difference in mean between maths and chemistry. So 94.7 minus 72.7, that will give us 22. That's your 5th mark. And the final mark, the difference in mean between physics and history, we will do 79.3 minus 77.3, which is 2. That's your 6 marks secured for question 1A. Moving on to question 1B. So for chemistry, the range will be 80 minus 64, which will give us our final answer of 14 marks. These are your 2 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Mathify. Today we'll be covering the 43rd and 44th topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesies of relative frequency and expected value. Here is an exam style question to go through together. A customer frequently visits Morley's and chooses one of 4 meals: chicken wings, burgers, wraps or tenders. Every meal will be equally likely to be prepared and served. During 120 trips, the customer received chicken 50 times. Based on this, does the restaurant serve all meals equally, or does it prefer chicken? Showcase your calculations. 4 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step. The first important step when solving this question is to know your relative frequency formula. Relative frequency is equal to the regularity with which an event occurs divided by the total number of trials. So that's your first mark. Let us plug in the values that we know. So our regularity will be 120 and the number of trials, there are 4 because there are 4 meals. Therefore 120 divided by 4 is equal to 30. That's your second mark. The actual number of chickens that we have actually received was 50 chickens. So now we need to work out the difference. 50 minus 30 is equal to 20. That's your 3 marks secured. Now to get the final mark, we need to think of a very good statement to support this. If meals were distributed equally, chicken would have been served 30 times. This is much higher given that the chicken was received 50 times. This shows that Morley's does not serve meals equally and prefers chicken. That's your fourth and final mark. So these are your 4 marks secured. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Math5. Today we'll be covering the final topic for GCSE Foundation Maths Paper 2, courtesy of tree diagrams. Here are 2 example style questions to go through together. A basket contains different types of chocolates. These include Ferrero Rocher, Lindt and Milka. The probabilities of picking each chocolate are as follows. Ferrero Rocher 0.478x, Lindt 1.67x, Milka 0.987. Question 1a, what is x? 3 marks. Question 1b, what is the probability of picking Lindt? 2 marks. Question 2, Brenda has a bucket that includes 5 carrots and 6 turnips. Brenda picks at random. Work out the probability she picks at least 1 vegetable. 3 marks. I'll show you how to get 4 marks for this question and how to break them down step by step in the next slide. So for question 1a, we know that probabilities add up to 1. So we add up all the known expressions and values together. So 0.478x plus 1.67x plus 0.987 equals 1. That's your first mark. We add both of these together to get us 2.148x, and we're going to move this plus 0.987 to the right side to make it minus 0.987. When you do 1 minus 0.987, that will give us 0.013. That's your 2 marks secure. To get the final mark for question 1a, we need to make x the subject. So 0.013 divided by 2.148. We plug this in our calculator. That will give us 6.05 times 10 to the power of minus 3. So these are your 3 marks secure for question 1a. Moving on to question 1b, probability of Lindt, we will do 1.67 times 6.05 times 10 to the power of minus 3. That's your first mark. And that will give us our final answer of 0.0101 to 4 decimal places. These are your 2 marks secure for question 1b. Now, moving on to question 2, probability of at least 1 vegetable. Probability of carrots and turnips plus probability of turnips and carrots. That's your first mark. So from the previous slide for the tree diagram, we do 5 over 11 times 6 over 11 plus 6 over 11 times 5 over 11. That's your second mark. When you add these all together, that will give us 60 over 121. These